Chu, our boy Chu from the Dark Tournament, he came back. Karamo was like, he's like, I can get you some, more powerful fighters so we can actually like scrap with, the land of Rise and the land of Makuro if we have to. He told Yomi that, and then he went and he found the people from the Dark Tournament that were still around, like Chu, and Chu was, still around, right? He went to train at Genkai's compound, and he got more powerful. He became more powerful. Um, Powerful enough to compete in the Demon World Tournament. But before that, he was being recruited, Yomi's army to fight against Makuro and the Land of Rising. So he came when he came through for the check, and they were like, "Damn, this guy's on par with basically if he wanted to, he could kill everybody in this army, you know, all six of these people, and he was one of the people, right?" And then he was like, "Cool, Yusuke's here and he's proposing another tournament. That sounds great. I don't give a fuck about this, heeding calls to Yomi or whatever. Let's run that tournament shit. That sounds cooler to me, because then I get to fight Yusuke again." And that was what Jin said too. Both of them were like, "Yes," you know. So then they went into the tournament, and then they got to the tournament, right? So Chu was there, right? Chu is gung ho about fighting, but when he fights against a girl named Natsumi. He liked a girl named Sheila, the Koto, the girl who's talking and shit, the commentator or the announcer of the tournament. But he liked her. He fell in love with her, and he's like, if I beat your ass, then I can take you on a date. I'll make sure to not hurt you too badly, because Um, but he then gets, he didn't know how powerful this bitch was, essentially, is what I'm saying, and she's an upper S class demon. He didn't know that because she was hiding her presence and shit. And then he was like, wait, I bet she's a mite stronger than me. And he was just like, you know what? I think I've lost this match. He had to like throw in the towel there. It was kind of, sucky, like, because you would expect you to fight and be cool. And he did for a little bit, but then he was like, he knew what he was up against, and he was just like, I can't. But even so, he did become more powerful from the Dark Tournament. So his strength's at 94, 93 for his speed, and a 94 for his durability, 93 for his endurance, and a 90 for his intelligence, a 92 for his experience, and a 95 for his close skills, a 92 for his range skills, and a 90 for his recoup, 96 for his hacks, and an overall power score of a 92.7 for Chu the drinker. The drinking demon. Be cool on the corner.